Parittabanam.
Good evening, Dhamma friends. Tiruvan Sarnai, may you have the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem. Today, we are going to begin the Sutta Studies. We cancelled the Sutta study class for nearly 5 weeks because of the annual buffering ceremonies at our temple and the temples in across Canada and US. I'm happy that I could begin it again because it allows us to explore the teachings of the Buddha in different ways and help us cultivate all the qualities for peace and happiness. Today is November 1st. We are still in October mentally. That's why it happens. So anyway, it's 1st of November. The new month begins, and I think tomorrow the time change is also happening. So anyway, it is the first Saturday of November, and I try my best to conduct the Sutta study class each Saturday, if not there is any special events or traveling. Hope that it will help you understand the Dhamma. Let me begin the Sutta studies by paying homage to the Supreme Buddha with Namo Tassa 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay my homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With warm welcome to you, those friends who join with us online and also friends who join with us here. I just want to give a start for today's Sutta studies. Sutta study class is designed for selecting important discourses from each section of the Dharma and explore the deep meaning of them for cultivating morality, sila, concentration, samadhi, and wisdom, panya. Today, our selection is about a very important discourse. The title I put for today's discussion is Metta as a Vehicle to Nirvana. It's a method that we always practice for various purposes, including attaining peace and happiness. So the sutta, as you know, for this particular topic is coming from the fifth section of the Sutta Pitaka called Kuddaka Nikaya. That section is made by collecting some different discourses from the Buddha, and in that we have Kuddaka part means a small section of various Dhamma sermon. So in that we find this particular sutta. Metta Sutta is one title, and sometimes it is called Karya Metta Sutta. That is mostly famous among Buddhists in Sri Lanka and elsewhere. Basically, when it comes to philosophical understanding among various subjects, it's called Metta Sutta, or loving discourse on of the Buddha about loving kindness. The reason why I selected this small but very important discourse is to allow ourselves to embrace this particular attitude, loving kindness. It is something that many people can understand easily. At the same time, it brings joy and happiness immediately after its application. It's a kind of coolant for us. Our mind is always burning with hopes, expectations, wanting, craving, attachment. So, what is there for us to cool our mind, uh, for, leaving this unwholesome state of mind? One of the things is called metta or loving kindness. This is why learning about loving kindness and its applications are important for us. The other thing is the loving kindness could be practiced by everyone sooner or later because it is one of the characteristic of an enlightened person. No matter which path you follow for peace and happiness, this aspect should be developed in your attitude, in your behavior, in your character, because because it it gives you some sort of friendliness, benevolence, and whatever you practice should be removing unwholesomeness from your mind. So what is left there is loving kindness, compassion, patience, and that sort of wholesomeness. So therefore, practicing loving kindness is always beneficial and it is unavoidable. And the attitude of loving kindness should be developed by everyone, no matter which path they take in. Um, I know that it's one of the widespread topics in the entire Buddha's teaching, as it is spreaded to various aspects, so that I may not be able to cover every aspect of loving kindness today, but we'll try to do a good job in the discussion and bring all the important elements of the loving kindness or metta. If I say this at the beginning, I think it would be appropriate beginning. There are a few suttas around Metta Sutta or Karane Metta Sutta that talks about loving kindness. One is Mettanisansa Sutta. Mettanisansa Sutta is coming from from a different section of the Buddha's teaching because it has some very interesting facts. Metta Anisansa. Again, metta is loving kindness. Anisansa means results of practicing loving kindness. First and foremost, we want to know what exactly we can get out of this. If you go to a market to buy something, you have an idea about why I buy this, why I want to have this. So if you go to a college or university, why do I do this program? So you have an idea about why you need to have this and that. Likewise, what exact loving kindness practice bring to us? So that question is very relevant. So this sutta, Mettanisansa Sutta, tells about those special benefits of loving kindness. So I think the discussion on loving kindness as a vehicle to serenity or nibbana should be begun with this type of 11 results of loving kindness. So see, we don't see many suttas like this in the entire Tripitaka, where Buddha particularly mentioned the results of a practice. But metta or loving kindness tells us. I can see that some individuals participate in the sutta discussion perhaps for the first time, so that I may also define the term metta. Metta is a Pali word. It comes with other three aspects together. Have you heard about four divine abodes, which means all the spiritual beings have these four qualities. In Pali, they are called Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka. If we turn into simple terms, it's loving kindness, compassion, and uh, sympathetic joy. And then the fourth one is equanimity or balance of mind. PO and balance of mind. These are the four characteristics of a spiritually developed individuals. Therefore, they are called divine abodes, divine dwellings. So the first one is metta. Metta is therefore is always in line with the other three. So when you have metta, you have sense of goodwill. You have sense of friendliness. You do not find anything wrong with you because metta is making you adjusted to the situation, to the difficult people, difficult situation. When you have metta in full form, you even bear pain in your body. If you have metta in full form, you even can accept losing anyone in your family, and anytime you can dedicate your time and energy for anybody else because of metta. So that it's called goodwill, benevolence, friendliness, and I think it can carry so many other important qualities because metta is developed with wisdom. Without wisdom, without clear mind, metta is not developed. At the same time, without metta, the clarity of mind is not gained too. So everything works together. If I turn into uh, the Noble Eightfold Path, Aryattangika Magga, the very path that the Buddha recommended us for attaining Nirvana, in that we have metta in the first couple of steps because metta is such a wonderful quality. And it could also be, if I give an example, to understand the significance of metta, metta is like a flashlight in the darkness, right? So in dark room, you cannot see things clearly. You want to switch on the light. So if you have a flashlight, you can see the switch and go to it and switch on. Then you have the light to see everything. So metta is like a flashlight, right? So when you have metta, you bear the pain, you difficulties you on the path to practice and in a day-to-day life is going to be easy. So metta is like such a wonderful thing. So that we see metta is always developed with wisdom, and wisdom without metta is just knowledge, just kind of information in you about something, and you may be harmful without metta with knowledge, because there are people who are knowledgeable but they do not have that empathy and sympathy in their mind and do a lot of damage to the society. So that is because of lack of metta or absence of metta. So that loving kindness or metta is such, so that let's go to the benefits of loving kindness practice. This is coming from Mettanisan's Sutta. The first benefit is Sukhang Supati. The Pali term Sukhang Supati means sleep happily, peacefully. If you practice metta as a daily routine, you're going to sleep well. You're going to sleep well. A lot of people in the world do not sleep well. This doesn't mean the number of hours you sleep. This doesn't mean the place you sleep. It could be even on the street, on the road. People could sleep, but if they have this metta or loving kindness in mind, you sleep well, you sleep happily, no worries, no frustration, because with metta, you have cut off self identity view, Sakkaya Ditthi is gone with metta. Sakkaya Ditthi means I, me, and myself theory. Always you look forward to develop that nasty idea, it's only me. I'm the best. The food and clothes and medicine and everything should only be for myself and my family. No one else should. That strong view on attachment has been created by this self view, Sakkaya Ditthi, so that with Sakkaya Ditthi, Metta doesn't work. Sakkaya Ditthi is like fire, and Metta is like water. So those who have too much of that wrong view in mind, do not sleep well. But when you have metta, Sakkaya Ditthi is going to slowly erase, disappear, diminish, so that you sleep well. When you go to sleep, whether it is a king size bed, a queen size bed, very comfortable bed, it doesn't matter. Whether you sleep on the floor, it's fine. You sleep well because your mind is free from something. So I directly address this particular thing here because it's the right time. The direct opposite of metta is anger, ill will, right? Anger, ill will, hatred. These are some of the terms that we have in mind for vyapada or dosa. These are Pali terms for those English terms. So these are the poisons-like thoughts that kill us many times in life. So anger could arise with so many reasons. Anger could arise even personal reasons. We do not want somebody outside to stand with us to be angry. We do not need someone disturb us to be angry. We are angry ourselves, right? So anger is one of the negative qualities that this world is burning today. In every era, human development flourishes. Anger has made some progress for it, but at the same time, it has devastated the entire humankind. So kindness and loving kindness has made people serene and calm and find solutions for various nice purposes. So anger is the direct opposite of metta. And when you have metta in mind, no anger at all, so that you sleep well. So one of the benefits of loving kindness practice is sleeping well. When I explained this fact to a group of people one day, one of the questions I got was how often we need to practice loving kindness to be able to sleep well. Do we need to do it just one time of a day or many times of the day? Please give us kind of examples. Actually, friends, if you can have the loving kindness practice quite often as a meditative experience practice on your speech, on your action, I think that is good enough for you to have a balanced life. But metta practice has different levels. Loving kindness could be practiced as a general quality in us with understanding, with our speech, with our action, and that is mostly understood by everybody. And it is being said in different ways in different fields. Don't tell lies, don't tell anything bad for people, just be nice. So now we are trained to talk to people to make them happy. That is the part of loving kindness too. And then do not steal anyone's property. Don't take anything that is not given. That is part of loving kindness. So basically, practicing 5 precepts is because of loving kindness practice. In other words, in order to practice loving kindness, practice 5 precepts. So these are some of the ways that loving kindness practice is included into our day-to-day life. But since there is no particular term there like loving kindness practice, people do not know what they are doing, right? Therefore, the amount of, in other way, around anger and all the negative qualities are, making us complicated, confused, because negative emotion could come to us in many ways. So that type of morality doesn't make any sense if the anger and other unwholesomeness arise strongly. So that loving kindness practice may not be clear to the particular individual, so that he might fall into a confused state of mind. Therefore, practicing loving kindness as a meditation is important. Sitting in a comfortable position and having some sort of sense of goodwill for oneself, and is expanding that attitude to everyone around you, to the entire universe, makes sense a lot for you. If we can do it at least once a day, in the morning or in the evening or in the afternoon, whenever you have time for it, that fuel us, uh, so that loving kindness exists in us as a strong, influential practice. So, in order to have better sleep, I think you should have that kind of strong attitudes towards loving kindness. As you know, loving kindness could be practiced in each posture. That should be there, because always wisdom is living with loving kindness, and at the same time, practicing loving kindness meditation is required. Now, I would like to turn into Mettani Sansa Sutta again. The first benefit of loving kindness is sleep happily. Sukhang patibujjati. Second one is, if you practice loving kindness enough, you wake up happily and peaceful. Of course, if you can sleep well, for sure, you wake up with the same attitude, right? And the third results of loving kindness practice is no nightmares, no bad dreams. So these three so far related to each other. So you sleep well, you wake up well, and in between no any bad dreams. Why do we need to have good dreams? What is the significance of this? Because bad dreams may confuse people. And if you see a bad dream tonight, you will puzzle yourself, why did this happen? Is it a bad thing for my family? Am I going to be a target of somebody? And this particular thing attached to so many other things in the society, in the culture, so that you will be really confused about various things, so that you lose your happiness. So that sleeping well means, and waking up well means, you have a sound sleep without bad dreams. And it doesn't mean that you have good dreams. There is no necessity to have good dreams in sound sleep. I see from the text that the Buddha, before he became the self-enlightened Buddha, he saw some dreams. They are all about some meanings, right? So anyway, we in there was one king who always went to the Buddha for instruction, and he one day told the Buddha that he saw 16 dreams in one night, right? They all have meaning. There is nothing wrong with that for him, but it was it was about something negative happened to the people in the future in the sasana. So that tells those dreams were about those. Therefore, we should make sure that we practice loving kindness enough and going away from bad dreams. So I should be clear here. First benefit of practicing loving kindness is sleep well, and the second one, wake up well, and the third one, no nightmares. And we go to the fourth one, manussanang piyohoti. So humans are going to be dear to you. So your neighbors, your friends, uh, co-workers, people in hierarchy level in your profession, whoever you meet, you are going to be pleasant to them because your loving kindness in mind has turned your words and action very clear, peaceful, so that everybody likes to associate you. Everybody likes to be friendly with you because your attitude has shaped you so much so that everybody likes you. I have tested this many times. Even if you have tired body, you could be smiley, you could be very friendly, and you don't need even the language, the culture to be well known. You can, as a human, sense them that you are a friend, that you are a nice person. So people react to it. Even a very cruel people may not be harming you because they think that these people harm you when they know that you are a threat to them. Animals harm you because they think that you are a kind of threat to them. Actually, the next results is also next two results. I would first say this. The sixth one is no, the fifth one. Amanusanang piyahoti. Non-humans is going to like you. First, humans like you, and then second, the fifth one is non-human. It could be invisible, ghost-like living beings. It could be, animals. It could be dangerous animals. So those animals will like you. The reason why I say this because the monks at the time of the Buddha and even in later period lived in the forest mostly, and they never used any such weapons to protect them from dangerous animals like lions, tigers, snakes, and so forth. They had only one weapon in their hand, that is this loving kindness. There are some suttas that Buddha taught in them that you should practice loving kindness to different animals, such as these big animals, and they are not going to come to harm you. Because when you practice loving kindness, your physical body is kind of giving some, animate some aura that is pleasant. So they smell that this person is not harmful for you. When you practice loving kindness, your blood circulation is working in a pleasant way, and your breathing cycle is working in a natural way. So invisible auras that go from this body to outside, the trees and animals are going to be pleasant, so that animals reckon that this from their point of view, this creature is not harmful for you. So that is something that the Buddha asked monks to practice every day. Loving kindness, this practice has been also a community activity. In every 10 days, monks should gather to a particular place they chant, and they should include this Karanimeta Sutta in chanting just because of its community benefits. I think you have heard about the background story of loving kindness, because um, that's how it came from. A group of 500, around 500 monks, got some instruction from the Buddha, and they went to a particular forest area close to Savatthi in India to meditate during the 3 months period for their enlightenment. That is a usual thing that monks and nuns did at the time of the Buddha. They met the Buddha and explained their practice so far, and then the Buddha is very keen to give some instruction for them to go and practice. So these about around 500 monks went to Buddha and got their instruction, and went to that particular forest area where two villages are close by, because you should get food, support from people. So these monks started their first day, second day, third day living under trees. They made hut-like rooms under trees. So they started their practice. People supported them with food and other things, and they, of course, practiced meditation throughout the day and night. Um, there were some issues that these monks faced with. After a few days, they were unable to concentrate well on the meditation subject they learned from the Buddha, because of some terrible sounds and appearances, like sometimes monks see dead bodies without head, sometimes only the head without the body. Such signs appear here and there at night, so that they were not be able to concentrate well on meditation, right? Suppose you go out in the thick darkness, and with the lightning you see a kind of ghost-like things. It could echo in your mind even in daytime. After a few weeks, you still remember that. Likewise, when you see something unusual in the thick forest at night, no matter how good you are with moral principles, you might think it again and again. Likewise, they were not able to concentrate well. Why this happened? Because there were tree gods in that forest. Then these gods and goddesses didn't like the monk, because the morality of the monks were higher than these tree gods, so that living up on the tree abode was not that easy for them. And at the same time, there is another reason why these divine beings didn't like monks. The night time has divided into three sections: first watch, middle watch, and the third and last watch. So there is one or two monks assigned for particular duty, that is ringing the bell. For monks, when first watch of the night start, they ring the bell. It's a wooden one that you can hear even from distance. And when these one of the two monks hit it, monks start meditation. And then after a few hours, they hit again, and that's a sign of ending the first watch of the night and going to sleep. And one of the two monks again hit the bell after several hours. That is a sign of the ending of the second watch of the night, and is starting the third watch of the night. Then everybody should get up and start meditation. So throughout everyday night, this wooden bell is ringing, and that was a disturbance for divine being in the forest. Apart from many other reasons, this also disturbed the divine being. That's why they agreed to make these monks go away from this forest, their own abodes. It happens at the end. After several weeks, the monks decided that this doesn't work for us, because monks do not know that there are divine beings in the forest. But what they know now is there are negative things happening for us, and monks are getting sick, and no medicine works. So diarrhea is there because of those negative things happen invisibly, where they were not able to keep their good health and they were not made it. Then what happened was, they went to the Buddha in the Savatthi and reported every single thing happened to the Buddha. Buddha knew that this happened. And Buddha saw from his psychic power, Buddha saw all this happening when the monks reported it. And he said, the Buddha said that you better go there again and start your practice with this particular advice. What is this advice Buddha told? Is this Karnimita Sutta. Not only that sutta that talks about loving kindness, it talks about compassion, mudita, the being able to, accept others' success with happy minds. And then upekka means it's a very developed, highly developed skills in us, that we never bother of anything happen to us. Any negative things, any positive thing, they are all welcome by balanced mind. So having learned how to practice these four qualities in the sutta, their instruction is bound again with the idea that no one lives forever. Death is a certain thing. So that is what is mentioned in the Dhammapada commentary. So these monks got all these instruction along with the Karnimita Sutta, and they went back to the same place. Now the monks are well organized. They are happy because they learn the sutta. They learn how to practice loving kindness. They learn how to be kind, compassionate, vigilant on their own things, so that they are happy. And now divine beings, of course, not only stop these unusual things they did, they of course supported the monks to practice meditation, because the mind of the 500 monks become very clear. No hindrances stays in their mind at all with the loving kindness technique in their mind, so that divine beings make the connection. That's why these results come. Non-human beings like you so very much. Amanussanam piyohoti. Even divine beings like you very much when you have loving kindness. So loving kindness practice should not be stopped by any lost. Sometimes people say that, how could we practice loving kindness when people around us do this and that? Friends, even if people cut your fingers, even people come and kill you, you have to practice loving kindness, Buddha said. In Kakachupama Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, the simile of the soul sutta, Buddha tells that if two people come with weapons and cut your fingers, legs, ears, the nose, the tongue, my advice is practice loving kindness. If you are unable to practice loving kindness, even at the rest of your life, you are not practicing Dharma that I am teaching. That's what he said in the Kakachupama Sutta. So, therefore, loving kindness practice can make you happy. At the same time, even very dangerous people will consider your existence because of the power of your loving kindness practice. So I afraid you forget these results, so that I will tell them again to you. One sleep well, one wake up well, and no bad dreams, and humans like you, non-humans like you, and the sixth one is protected by devas. That is all already been said. So devas means divine beings. And the seventh result is fire poisons and weapons cannot harm you. Harmful things could happen to you from various things, right? Viruses and then poisons. Such dangerous things might affect you negatively when you live in the society. But from animals like mosquitoes, from other creatures, there could be harmful things happen. But when you practice loving kindness as a habit on everyday basis, you are protected from these dangers by your loving kindness practice. That quality in your mind, acted as a shield. That is what it means. Then we come to the very important results now. One's mind easily concentrate. Tuatang chittang samadhyati. When you practice loving kindness, you do not worry about taking yourself into samadhi. Suppose you sit down for meditation and you easily get into concentration. No worries. You sit on the bus. Now you have to travel 10 minutes in the bus. So you close your eyes. You don't feel any suffering, any frustration, no agitation. Nothing could be harm you. So you feel so fresh. That is because of loving kindness. How many of us struggle concentrating in meditation? Our mind goes here and there, right? Our mind travels to all the places we have gone before. We might even fight in mind because our mind travels a lot. But when you practice loving kindness as a preparatory meditation, you're not going to disturb your mind at all. As soon as you sit down on the cushion, your mind gets the point and calm down easily, naturally. That is because of metta practice, loving kindness practice. Tuvatang chittang samadhyate. Mukavanno vipasidati. Your complexion is going to be, of course, your face is going to be very serene. Your eyes, your face, your attitudes are going to be very serene, very peaceful as a result of loving kindness quality in your mind. That's why people quickly get into you because of your loving kindness practice. Even if you do not say a word, intentionally your loving kindness can make sense for everybody that you are a friend. That is because of loving kindness practice. Mukha vanno vipasidati. Mukha is a Pali word for the face, and vanno means the color of it, shape of it. So your face is always pleasant and serene to others. And the other important result is one dies unconfused. Mukhavanno vipasidati, kalankaroti. So everybody has to die, right? Everybody has to die one day, and that moment will be happening to you with unconfused mind, which is a great thing, because when you have a confused mind at the time of death, it means you struggle with attachment, you struggle with pain, you worry about certain things, and that's mean the destination you are going to go is negative. You could be either in hell, in any suffering states that we talk about. But unconfused mind means you are facing the challenge with brave mind. You have very clear idea about your life you lived, and you are going to sense where you are going. That means you have the clarity of mind. It is being done not because of the chanting we do at the last moment. It is not because of any other things we do. It is because of your loving kindness practice throughout your life. So don't wait to practice loving kindness to the last moment of your life. Loving kindness should be in your speech, in your action, in your thinking. It is just like the two hands and two legs, or the head, like things, because wherever you go, you go with them. Loving kindness should be in each minute of your life, so that not only last minute of your life is going to be pleasant, but every minute you live peacefully, meaningfully. That is the 10th results of loving kindness practice. And the last one, the 11th one is, um, if you did not attain any stages of enlightenment, you go to the Brahma realm. You're going to be a Brahma. That's mean uh, in Buddhist cosmology, we see these layers of existence of the different living beings: human existence and divine. And divine has been categorized into two as Deva and Brahma. And we have lower living beings like animals and hell beings and so on. Being born in the Brahma realm means is something higher, because being born into a Brahma realm, you have to practice meditation and attain jhana. So that if you haven't achieved any stage of enlightenment as a result of your striving to meditation for enlightenment, after that you might be in happy places. Out of these 11 benefits of loving kindness meditation, just only one is affecting us after this life. Every other 10 benefits are all in this life and you experience right now. So that discourse from Anguttara Nikaya section number 11, called Mettanisansa Sutta, is really important to know, because you see why I should practice loving kindness. Because of this reason, because of these benefits. So, do we practice loving kindness to sleep well? Is that only purpose we do? No. It's a kind of side benefit. It's a benefit. With the word benefit, we do not keep that idea in mind, but it comes to us as a result. Our main purpose of loving kindness practice is to clear our mind from impure thoughts and bring all the positive qualities as a group to shift us from this level to next level. So that is the very purpose of loving kindness. Today, I think I do not go to the Metta Sutta because time is a matter. Anyhow, when you go to the particular discourse on loving kindness by the Buddha, you see that Sutta has categorized, could be categorized into main three levels. The first section of the Sutta is making us ready for concentration. In other words, in the first couple of stanzas of the Sutta, talks about being morally wholesome. In Pali, it says, Karniyamatta kusalena yantang santam padang abhisameccha. This is a statement of the Buddha about what he's going to tell. If you want to be a winning person, or if you want to attain full enlightenment, these are the things you need to do. Karniyamatta kusalena yantang santam padang abhisameccha. In this world, in this universe, if there is called happiness, in my term, it is nirvana. And if you want to attain this happiness or nirvana, these are the things you need to do. That is what that's the meaning of that first line. Then Buddha clearly said 15 qualities to be practiced by everybody in order to complete the moral training on the words, action, and thinking. Starting with Sakko, then we have Ujucha, Sujucha. They are all qualities that we need to practice. So that is the first significance of the Karniyametta Sutta. Once you slowly, firmly ready with these moral principles, you are qualified to be practicing jhana. Jhana is a word for absorption. In other words, jhana is a word for different stages of concentration, samadhi. When jhana is being achieved, your mind is getting away from five hindrances. There are five, unwholesome state of mind called nivarana. First one is kamachanda, sensual pleasure. Second one, ill will, vyapada. Tina midda means it's called dislikeness of doing right thing. Therefore, you are lazy to do good things. And drowsiness, which means restlessness. Uddachukukucha, restlessness. And doubts, vichikicha, these are the five difficult, unwholesome state of mind. When you practice meditation, aiming jhana, aiming samadhi, you are dealing with these five unwholesomeness and push them away from your mind. So that is being discussed in the Karaniya Sutta in the middle of it. So when you have moral principles practice well, your mind naturally inclines into that state of samadhi that is being discussed in the middle of the discourse. Having practiced samadhi, what you are going to get is getting into vipassana meditation. Meditation that gives you wisdom is being discussed at the last couple of stanzas of Karnimeta Sutta. In other words, vipassana, uh, you know, if practicing loving kindness doesn't give us, overcoming suffering, I don't think it's a good practice. I don't think it is necessary. So Buddha always connect his different practices to the final goal. That is overcoming suffering, dukkha, and making sure that we are attaining enlightenment. So loving kindness practice has that essence, so that to the last of loving kindness discourse, we have this essence, we have this aspect. The Buddha talks about eradicating or destroying unwholesome state of mind completely as the basis of loving kindness practice, and one attains to stages of enlightenment. So, therefore, the loving kindness practice is not only a just mere practice to make our social life happy and peaceful. It has a direction. The direction of loving kindness is loving kindness practice is to experience life, at the same time understand the reality of life. Understand the reality of life has categories. So you see what life is, and then you let go of unwholesome state of mind that attached to current life, so that your noble qualities come up with strongly, and you stop the quality of rebirth. So that is what is being discussed in the last stanza of the Karniyameta Sutta, Nahijatu Gabba Seyang Punarededi. It talks about two things. One thing is the third level of enlightenment, Anagami, or you could also be a full enlightened beings, Arahant, as a result of loving kindness practice. So I think today I gave you a kind of introduction to loving kindness, but there are many other things to be added to it in the next sutta discussion. So I have been talking now about 55 minutes. So you did not have a minute to even to share any idea of loving kindness. I think you can have your time now if you have any questions. I think I got a questions from somebody online. That is, I practice metta meditation, and you mentioned that you can focus straight away. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. Okay. Does it mean that I'm doing something wrong? It's a very interesting question. How do I answer this question? Okay, so I do here we have to address few things. First thing we want to know whether we have very good moral, ethical behavior. It doesn't mean that we go out and do bad things. Even when you are doing everything right, our mind might be busy with certain things. For example, we must be worried about children, some people in the office. We must be worried about political situation in the world. We have what I'm trying to say is that if there are strong attachment to things in life, your mind is busy, then it means that you do not love yourself because you have attachment to something and you burn with that. Your wholesome energy is used for something strongly, so that finding that inner peace is difficult. So that loving kindness practice is not growing, is not developing in you. And your meditation doesn't work because as soon as you sit down, your mind travels everywhere just like a bullet train. It's faster than, our mind when travel is faster than anything else. Even though you try a lot, you may not be able to get it back. At the same time, pain in our body is coming to us quickly because you try several minutes, it doesn't work, you turn your legs and you think how bad my back, and you of course think about so many things that never come to you, so that physical pain might appear in your legs because of uh, bad meditation. Bad meditation means you fail to concentrate. So that we need to make sure whether we have some strong attachment in mind, and if you have, just analyze them. Because why do I attach to children too much? Why do I attach to politics too much? And then because you experience trouble because of this strong attachment. So wisely analyze these things so that you can get away from, and so long you keeping away from, the better and solid calmness is building in you, and then it's easier for you to practice loving kindness and also any other meditation you do. I doubt whether such things could cause you wandering mind. uh, it could also be other things, like if you do not have kalyana mittas, wholesome friends around you, always their conversation always take are about usual general life, your meditation doesn't get any support, right? There should be somebody who is always praising you for doing that. Excuse me. There is somebody in your life who, of course, encouraging you doing that. Even if they do not come and sit with you, it's fine. Okay, whatever you do, continue it. It's good. So that kind of influence from somebody in your cycle is required for you. And you should be able to share it. I think the dedication for meditation every day is also sounds great, because sometimes you do not find time to do it. Even if you have the sense of loving kindness pretty much, if you do not do it every day in a particular time, in a different time, I think you may lose certain things, certain good things in your life. So we are talking about being able to concentrate in meditation. So it works when only we make sure that we have all the things I said, like strong if there are strong attachment, at least one, the chances are there that your mind wanders. And if you do not have good friendship, good conversation, chances are there that your mind wanders. And then if you do not have idea that you are dying one day, I should leave everything aside. That also makes your mind wander, because one of the fundamental things we should remember is that we are not living forever. We are just mortal, impermanent human beings, so that I should compassionately treat my family, my friends, people here and there, even animals and trees. That essence with wisdom is always taking you to the right direction. I think something maybe there for you. The other thing I didn't share yet, maybe any other meditation subject could work for you. We do not see that all the monks, all the nuns, all the lay people in the past practice loving kindness as a meditation technique. I told everyone at the beginning that loving kindness practice, if you do not focus it during your training, it's fine. But as a result, it comes to you at the end, right? So not necessarily loving kindness practice should be done. That essence of loving kindness, benevolence might come from the other meditation subject as well. For example, impermanence could be a meditation subject. It means you consider every feeling, every sensation is impermanent. Every thoughts is impermanent. Every object you come across is impermanent. That's all you think. So as a result of this, craving, attachment, greedy mind is slowly going away, and now you have compassion for everyone, because you have no grudge, no irritation now. So that loving kindness as a result could come to you with the meditation on impermanence. So maybe that would be another reason why uh, loving kindness concentration doesn't work for you. So practice it. Uh, Maybe some other reason we do not know. But anyway, do not stop meditation. Do it once again every day as much as you can. Maybe the day you win over will be in the future. So continue practice. See the 500 monks. They did not have vehicles to travel long distance. They travel by foot. They came from the Jetvanarame monastery in Savatthi to that particular forest monastery. They struggle a lot. And they did not stop that. They went to the Buddha and got the instruction. And there were monks and nuns who meditated for decades without any good results, but they never stopped doing meditation. So we should be able to continue our meditation no matter which results we get, because meditation is good, right? So I think that's all I can say for that. Any other thing you want to raise? Can see some in the, yeah.
I think love and kindness always doesn't come with positiveness. You have to expect uh, when you spread the love and kindness to someone, um, the opposite uh, person is not with love and kindness.
Yeah.
That's why you give love and kindness. So you expect that there will be some disturbances here always. And it doesn't mean that the love and kindness is not working
Yeah.
behind the scene, you know?
True.
So there is a difference. It's just like emptiness and fullness, opposite way. Love and kindness show himself if you are in front of somebody who doesn't care about it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that love and kindness, because of that person, is not working on you.
Right.
So it's working.
Yeah.
And with the practice, I think we overcome those things.
Right. That's very true. I think you heard what he said, right? What did you hear, your friend? You're muted. I just want to make sure whether you heard what.
Yes, I did.
Okay, very good. So then I don't want to repeat. So yes, loving kindness, when we practice loving kindness, we do not expect things in return. Suppose I say where I say to you some nice word, but I do not expect it from you. If I expect the same thing from you, I have given you, of course, nice word, but in me, what is working is attachment, because I expect, I hope, which is a bad thing personally for me, right? I polluted my mind with attachment. So loving kindness is always unconditional, because we do not put condition on what we are thinking, what we are saying. It doesn't matter for the other person say the same thing or negative thing, but my job is to say goodbye, thank you so much, welcome, have a nice day, and so forth, right? So that's what you do there is you are giving away. It's practicing generosity actually. Practicing generosity could come in that way to you give away your essence of mind for the benefit of somebody else. In this society, we see people do not accept our benevolence, our good hand, right? Suppose somebody is angry with something, and if you go and say, you are so beautiful, how wonderful you are, so that person's anger might increase significantly, and then people are worrying about so many things in the world. Of course, there are so many things to be worried if you want to be worried, but people sometimes do not accept others good hand because of the amount of problems they have. Even the Buddha, even other religious leaders could not heal the society completely because of this aspect of the society, that people burn with negative things, and amount of loving kindness you have may not be healing everyone. It's okay. What you need to focus is just be clear that I extend loving kindness universally, unconditionally for everyone, so that I am okay. And because of my good behavior, good practice, maybe sometime people will get it. It's fine. Doesn't matter. First thing, we have to be careful that we are away from suffering, because the part of the biggest part of the loving kindness practice is to get away from suffering internally. Our mental suffering should be avoided by the practice of loving kindness. Loving kindness is a medicine, direct, very powerful medicine, and when you take it, the signs of illness should go away from you. Here, in this case, the sickness is anger, irritation, frustration, suffering. Anything you want to say?
Oh, it was very good. Thank you very much, Bante.
Yeah.
Recently,
Even without yeah, you spread in loving kindness, right?
I try, yeah. In last week,
Yeah.
there was someone who was suffering with uh, fibromyalgia. So she was in pain constantly, and I couldn't understand it. However, I have this machine, so I brought it to her to to try, and it seemed to work. But she still, when I look back to try and understand, I realize she didn't have a shred that I could see of loving kindness.
Mm.
But I kept trying to give it to her until finally I couldn't do it anymore, and I apologized and I packed up my bag and left. But I tried 7 times to help her.
Yeah, you should try millions time.
I should try millions.
Yes. Don't limit yourself to 7.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
yeah, patience is another quality that develops with loving kindness. If loving kind, that's why this is it's an umbrella term, loving kindness. On top, we have wisdom, and then loving kindness. And with these two, we develop so many good qualities in us. Patience, wait, we are not in a hurry, because when loving kindness is there, we can wait and see. It teaches us so many things.
Huh.
Uh, with loving kindness that we are talking about, that the Buddha is talking about, is always going with no conditions.
No conditions.
No conditions. Think about a doctor at a hospital. The doctor doesn't mind about the color of the skin of the patient, the language the patient talks about, the religion he or she practices. What the skillful doctor thinks, what kind of illness this patient is having. So my duty is to help the patients to get away from it. Likewise, we should be not considering any other things about living beings. We just consider only living beings, right? So if when somebody attack me, then I don't like. Same way, when I say something and attack somebody, they don't like. Even animals don't like us when we, disturb them. So take this advice into our mind, into everyone, so that whatever you don't like, you don't do them to others. It's the basis of loving kindness. So that's why it's called unconditional universal love. It is not attachment. In general life, we use that word. We love you. Between husband and wife, children and parents, and brothers and sisters, and so we have different relationship. The love we generally have is attachment there. Because if you do not, today I give you a gift, and if you do not give a gift to me next time, you become upset, which is attachment. So loving kindness doesn't mean that you have attachment. You just do something. Of course, everything you do is wholesome with loving kindness, and you do not expect others to return. When they do not return, you do not become mad at them, because you did it as action that never attached to anything in return. If they return the same thing, you accept it. You do not reject it, because you have loving kindness to make the other person happy by accepting. One day the Buddha came across a very interesting experience. Of course, he had that kind of experience many times in his life. Due to the strong positive influence of the Buddha in that society, a lot of people started practicing Dharma, good principles. A family didn't like the Buddha. Of course, the husband of the family didn't like the Buddha, but the wife became a follower of the Buddha. Husband and his brothers and huge cluster of family didn't like the Buddha. So when this lady, when some accident happened, this lady automatically says, Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddha. May my respect be with the enlightened one, the Buddha, and the blessed one. So this irritated a lot the husband and the family. Then what happened was there was an alms giving arranged at the house for not big monks and Buddha, but for other religious people, because husband and the rest of the family like different religious people at the time. They didn't like the Buddha. Then what happened was this lady, uh, walked to the kitchen to get something, and by mistake, kind of glass or whatever, dropped and broke. So then automatically she said, Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. What happened was these other religious leaders who came for accepting alms thought that this is an insult for us. So your wife, the main benefactor of this house, is practicing the Buddha, following the Buddha. So you insulted us, inviting us to your home, and they left. Then this man got angry. The husband of the family got angry about the Buddha, about the wife, and he and his brothers and relatives, of course, one brother, ran to the Buddha and said that he scolded it with negative, bad words to the Buddha. Then the Buddha was listening without even making any change of his face. Of course, he could he can do that because he's the self-enlightened Buddha. And at last, he said, "My friend, let me say you something. Do you get visitors to your place?" Yes, of course. We are very wealthy family, very sustained family, and we have a lot of relatives in the area, out of the area. Sometimes they visit us. So, what do you give them? Tea, coffee, sweet items, whatever we can make, we make and give them. How about if they do not accept those cookies, tea, and coffee and food items? Of course, we are going to eat them. We are going to consume them. Then, my friends, all the things you said to me, I don't accept them. So it is for you. So he accused the Buddha about so many things. Buddha listened to him carefully, mindfully, with patience, of course, with loving kindness. And the Buddha said at last, I do not accept anything you said. So it is for yours. This was the moment that person turned into right practice. Or because even if I said very negative things to this Buddha, he is still calm, he is still peaceful, and he's still telling that I don't mind you saying. Then that was the moment he turned into the Dharma, and after that, the rest of the family members. So this is a famous example in the entire canon to tell that yes, so we should not worry about even bad words come to us. We should have that mind that accept everything, right? Okay, it's 9:15 now. Maximum has been taken for Sutta Studies today. I should finish it now. Wishing everyone happiness and peace. Even next week, if I am alive and if you live enough, we'll take this same title and the sutta for further discussion, and we want to dive into its significant features and discuss more for our benefits. That will be done next week. So having said this, I just want to give you merits and blessings. What we discuss is really important for our life. Perhaps your family member, perhaps all family members, perhaps your friends in the office, in the neighborhood. So understand the concept of loving kindness from the bottom of your heart, in line with the Buddha's teaching, and make a difference in your life. I know all of you are very kind and compassionate, very civilized individuals. You have made the human life shine with your good qualities. Try your best to absorb this wonderful piece of Buddha's teaching and attain peace and happiness further. With that in mind, I'm going to end today's Sutta Studies. May you all be well, happy, and peaceful. Sadhu,
Sadhu.
sadhu, sadhu.